The Heisman Trophy is known to be a quarterback award, and people have been crying over that fact for years. But 2024 might break the trend, and in some people's eyes, it should. But this video is not about the Jeanty Hunter debate. You guys can settle that in the comments. Running backs have won before. In fact, since 1996, there's been 5 of them. Today, I'll be detailing all 5 of their college careers because I know you don't remember. Then I'll also give a visual of their numbers compared to Ashton Jeanty's. If you love college football, make sure to smash that like button. It really helps the video do well, and make sure to subscribe for more content just like this. We're going all the way back to 1998 with Ricky Williams from the University of Texas. Williams played his high school ball in San Diego during the early 90s and initially received a scholarship from Texas after being recruited from then head coach John Malkovich for the 1995 season. And Malkovich did him a disservice playing him at fullback for his first 2 seasons. Then 1997 rolls around and legendary Mack Brown takes over at head coach. He wasn't legendary at this time, but we're just talking about that in retrospect. He transitioned Ricky Williams to the running back role, and the rest is history. After a spectacular junior year in 97, Williams was touted as one of the top tailbacks in the nation for the 98 season. You already knew it was about to be a wild ride when he broke 200 yards in the opener against New Mexico State, something that he did 5 more times during the season. Opponents often stacked the box to stop him, but it did not matter. He was a physical dog. By the end of the season, he had amassed 2,124 rushing yards with 27 touchdowns, less than Jeanty. The Heisman Trophy race was not even close. Williams won by an overwhelming margin, receiving 714 first place votes, and the second place guy had 41. It was Michael Bishop of Kansas State. Don't worry, guys, we'll see some closer races later in the video. And if you're wondering, the Longhorns went 8-3, won the Cotton Bowl. It was a good year from Mack Brown and company. Next up is Dayne from the University of Wisconsin. In the year 1999, it happened back-to-back seasons to never be seen again. Just a couple minutes ago at the beginning of the video, if I asked you to think of a Wisconsin running back, there's no way you thought of Dayne. You were definitely thinking Monte Ball or Melvin Gordon. Dayne played his high school ball in New Jersey, and you are not going to believe this when I tell you. He was 5'10", 260 pounds. That is a tank. He started his career at Wisconsin in 1996, and from his freshman season onward, he gained significant yardage, consistently finishing amongst the top rushers in college football. By his senior year in 1999, he was already the NCAA's all-time rushing leader. Bring back the days of guys staying for 4 years. Come on. One of Dayne's standout performances from the Heisman campaign came against Ohio State. The Buckeyes were known for their tough defense at the time, but Dayne delivered a memorable game, including 4 touchdowns. At the end of the year, he had rushed for 2,034 yards and 20 touchdowns, averaging about 6 yards per carry. Once again, less than Ashton Jeanty. His size allowed him to carry the ball 25 to 30 times per game. And I'm not talking about his size down there, guys. Get your mind out of the gutter. I mean his 260-pound body. Dayne won the Heisman voting 586 to 96 over Joe Hamilton, a Georgia Tech QB who came in second. Here's my personal favorite on the list, Reggie Bush, USC 2005. You want to talk about Max aura? Reggie Bush has it. I actually watch his highlights every night before I go to bed. That's how I sleep. Bush was a top high school recruit from Southern California, and he stayed close to home, signing with USC in 2003 under head coach Pete Carroll. At USC, he was a versatile weapon on offense. He could run it out of the backfield, he could pass catch, and be a return specialist. When his sophomore season came around in 2004, Bush had helped USC secure a national championship, and he was already in the conversation as one of the best players in college football. In the 2005 Heisman season, he had 1,740 rushing yards, averaging a whopping 8.7 yards per carry. Bush also recorded 478 receiving yards, demonstrating his ability to impact the game in multiple ways. I don't even need to give you numbers. Just go watch his highlight reel. After you watch this, you have to finish this full video first. Go watch the Reggie Bush highlight reel and come back to me in the comments and say you're not impressed. Bush's game against Fresno State is one of the most iconic individual performances in college football football history. He rushed for 294 yards, averaging nearly 17 yards per carry. Also during that season, he had another famous moment, the Bush push. Bush accumulated 2,611 all-purpose yards, a Pac-10 record at the time, and led the nation with an average of 223 all-purpose yards per game. Reggie Bush won the Heisman with 784 total votes, and the guy who finished second was Vince Young at 79, but we all know what happened. Young got his revenge in the national championship. 2009, Mark Ingram, Bama. Ingram played his high school ball in Michigan and arrived at Alabama in 2008. Now, he was a freshman in a backup role, but put up 728 rushing yards and 12 touchdowns. By his sophomore season, he had become the team's starting running back and a key player in the Tide's offense. This season was not only important for him, but Alabama as a whole, because it was their first time with an undefeated regular season since 1994. Ingram's 1,658 rushing yards plus 17 touchdowns helped catapult Alabama to the national championship. He rushed for over 100 yards in 9 games, and in a matchup versus South Carolina, he put up 246 on the ground, setting a school record for the most yards in a single game. But Mark Ingram's Heisman Trophy race was well up for debate because he beat Stanford's running back Toby Gerhart by a margin of 28 points, the closest Heisman race in history. It's another Alabama running back, 2015 Derrick Henry. Henry was a top high school running back recruit in the state of Florida and joined the Crimson Tide in 2013. In his freshman season, he had limited carries but still rushed for over 300 yards, and in 2014, his sophomore season, rushed for over 900, but he didn't become that guy till 2015. One of his top Heisman moments of the season came against LSU when he went for 210 on the ground and 3 touchdowns, out-dueling Leonard Fournette from LSU, who was also a Heisman contender. Henry had numbers that were very comparable to Ashton Jeanty of today, with 2,219 rushing yards, 28 rushing touchdowns, and also an SEC record of 395 carries. Truth be told, Christian McCaffrey should have won the trophy due to his all-purpose ability. I will stand on that hill forever. Derrick Henry capped off his Heisman season in a way that Mark Ingram did with a natty in 2015. Let me know who your favorite Heisman running back is in the comments below, and does Ashton Jeanty deserve to be added to this list? Just watching my nightly Reggie Bush highlights before bed. I wasn't lying to you guys.